This video is sponsored by the Amazon App Store UK.
Hello and welcome back to Disappointing Turtle. I'm Creed. I just have to say that this is a sponsored video and Merry Christmas everyone! I can't believe it's Christmas Day. So today for our Christmas extravaganza I am going to be showing you guys some stuff that you might have missed. These are things that older players might know about but they also might not know about, and these are things that new players probably will not have a clue about, so hopefully it will help everybody. Okay, so we are going to have a look at the first one, and basically this is the information that GOG gives you to help you actually get through the game, but a lot of people don't bother to read it, and I'm not sure if it's because they don't know whether it's there or not, or if it's just because GOG doesn't actually highlight that the information is there. So we're going to go onto this little information button here. There's two little parts to this that I want to show you. So first of all, we've got this bit here. So if we click on here, this basically tells you everything that you need to know about training your troops and how to do it as well. Now, there did used to be a guard guide and a troop formation section in here and in with these, and it was absolutely brilliant, but they've taken it out, and I assume it's because the information isn't relevant anymore, but they haven't replaced it with anything else. I don't know if that's because they don't know, or if it's just because they haven't got around to replacing that information yet, but either way, it's a little bit odd because it was helpful, handy information. So, alliance feature, go in here. So basically when you're starting out, all of these bits of information tell you exactly how to play the game. They're really, really helpful little tutorials, and I just want to show you as well, at the bottom of the news section, if you scroll all the way down, this might take a minute, doesn't everything, right, all the way down here, past all of this. Do a little scroll dance. I don't know why I do a scroll dance. Right, we have got mods guides. These are really, really helpful as well. So if you're not sure how to set up your warbooks and things like that, you come in here and it explains to you what it's all about. Obviously not just warbooks, there's some other ones as well, so let's click me straight back up to the top. Of course it has. Let's try and do this a quick way. Sorry about the clicking, I know it's annoying. Okay, so coat of arms, war strategy guide. What else have we got? I know there used to be more in here, so there should still be. Yep, how to bind your account. That's actually a question that I get asked quite a lot, especially when people start building farms. UAC, so all the rules, how to play, etc. How to become a mod. It's not important to me. Might be to some of you guys though, so you know that it's there now. But yeah, basically all the events and stuff, you can find most of the information in here. So it's really, really handy to know where to look for the information. And also you've got them in here as well. So if you go into the recommended, this is also another thing that people might not know about, which is why I tried to highlight it all in my previous video, but point score, that's where you find this. But also along with point score, if you go down to the bottom, you've got gates, wonders, alliance notes for buildings. That's quite handy actually. I'll show you a little look-see into that in a moment. Underworld gates, hospitals, sanctuaries, catacombs. So hospitals and sanctuaries, it explains to you all about them, all about the troop losses and everything, and it does actually give you some information about other events as well. So if you see here, it says about New World and UAC, so it tells you where those troops go and things like that. Again, really commonly asked questions in AC and KC, especially under new players, because they're not quite sure where to look. And if you're more of a quieter player, I guess, like you don't speak much in AC, then this is a good place of being able to find that information for yourselves without necessarily having to ask any questions. Or you might have an R5 that's absent a lot of the time, so you might not have be able to actually have access to that information. So you do. You just need to know where to look for it. Right, these notes for alliance buildings are quite interesting. if you scroll down, I didn't know this was here until very, very recently, so, and I've been playing quite a long time. My hive is very similar to this, but I did not know that this one was here. So it actually tells you where it thinks you should put your buildings based on the events and how everything else is set up. So this is a nice little one. I do get requests quite often for pictures of my hive map. Well, it's pretty similar to this, guys. There's only a couple of things different. Like, we don't have the warehouse or the hospital down. We use those for saving spots. The reason being is both of those things take a lot of time up. So if you have troops going to the hospital, they take really, really, really long time to heal. You're better off just not having them in there at all. And the warehouse generally is just a waste of time. It's not very effective once you get past a certain point. If you're a new alliance, then yeah, use it. If you're in KE and things like that, it can come in handy. But there's only so much you can put in there per day. So it's time consuming. You're better off doing the research inside your castle so that you can actually just not lose as many resources. But yeah, that's a really handy little thing to know that it's there, because it is something that I personally get asked about quite a lot. So I'm sure there's lots of other people out there that also have the same question. Right. This isn't going to be too long a video today because it is Christmas Day and I know that everybody wants to spend some time with their families. Let's have a little look-see at what I've got next. Ah, this one is quite cool. So I'm just going to go onto the Kingdom map. And here we can see that I am on AC, and did you know that you can change to Casey without having to click on it? What? That's cool, right? You just swipe it across. I was not going to do it now. There we go. So there's my AC, and there's my Casey. So no need to click on it, change tabs, read whatever's being said, and then close it. Now, all I do is literally read this or swipe across, click on whichever one it is that I want to reply to, write my reply in, close it. Job done. So that's a nice little shortcut if you guys didn't know that that one was there. And whilst we're on this page, I will just go over something that GOG put in quite recently, but that has also been missed by quite a few people. So before, when you went to search for threats, you could only search for one of one level type. I'm just going to go down a bit because I'm trying to build troops and don't want to murder them. You look for a 48 and you click on that. And generally, if you clicked 48, nothing else would come up. It would send you to the same one that you've already got there. Let's send these off you go. But now, if you go in and you click search on 48, it will find you a different one. And you can keep doing this until it's out of your radius, essentially. So that is a nice, handy little bit of information that might have not necessarily have just been taken notice of, because we get into the habits of doing the same sort of things over and over again. Even now, sometimes I will literally just like scale up and then scale back down again, because that's my habit. That's what I've got used to doing. So I'll go 48, 49, 50, so forth, up to 5 marches, and then I'll go back down again and back up. But we don't need to do that anymore. Now you can just go, right, I need, I don't know, Bloodtooth bottles. So I'm just going to hit 55s, and now you can literally just select all the 55s within your radius, as long as it's within your capacity, of course. And in addition to putting in the extra threat searches, they also put in... Where's my research bill? There it is. Too many accounts, can't remember where anything is. Research, we're just going to go on here and have a look. So they put in some extra hospital research as well. Can't remember what tab it's on. Yeah, okay, so this one here used to be 5, and that's now gone up to 15. And this one over here used to be 10, and it's now gone up to 20. So that's, I'm researching one of those at the moment. You can see that that one's not completed yet. So that's just doing that. So yes, extra troops to be saved. So make sure you guys are working on that, because hospital capacity is really, really important, especially if you're an attacker. I mean, it's important if you're a defender as well, but you lose less troops as a defender anyway. If you're attacking somebody and you lose, everything pretty much dies that's in that march. Right. What else we got? Okay, yeah, this one too. So, a few months back, GOG moved something and a lot of people missed it because it was replaced by this Gunpowder Legends. But if you click on this little book here, you can still praise the lords. Or champions, I should say. The champions of the lords. So for months and months and months, I couldn't find that. And then one of my players reminded me of where it was. So now I go on there and get them every day. I know it's not a load of stuff, but it's free stuff that lots of people could be missing out on just simply because they don't know where it is. So we have obviously got the Kingdom's Arms Race events going on at the moment. Now, this gives you your how many attempts you've got for the day, which is really good. I haven't done any yet. I'm falling behind. I'm going to have to be playing catch up with everybody later. But if you missed some yesterday, you can actually buy them back. So it says here, if you still have quest attempts remaining, up to 5 maximum, from yesterday, you can spend gold to reclaim them. If you have 4 quests left from yesterday, spend 1,000 gold to reclaim 1 quest. So essentially what this does is you'll buy one for 1,000, and then I think the next one is 1,500, and the price keeps increasing as you get them back. If you're somebody that has a lot of gold, you've missed a couple of days because of family, or you might have been sick, or your phone broke, or whatever, your alliance is losing a few of these rank bonuses, you can literally go on there and buy up to 5 of the requests that you've missed. If you bosh out 5 4-stars, you're going to be laughing. And that's on top of the 5 that you already have for that day. So you would have 10 to do that day. And you have to complete at least 5 of those, because the following day, it will be the same scenario. You can only recover up to another 5. You will not be able to recover 10 and 15 and 20 and so forth and so forth. So I think that's definitely something worth knowing, because I know sometimes there is a day where I do miss 1 or 2, whether it's because I'm too busy or I'm just generally being forgetful. So it's quite nice to be able to go back and recover those and get the I actually like getting the sort of 5,000 troops and rather than the airship bits, but that's because it helps me out on troop day and I generally have a lot of speed ups. Okay, one of the other things that I wanted to show you guys was if we go into Airship. Ooh, that looks funky. What have they got going on here? Right, ignore whatever GOG has done to that. We're going to go up here to Tactical Manual and click on there. So all of you probably click on that quite often, and some, not all, of you will be wondering what the hell these are and how you get the bits for these. So before they upgraded the airship, it used to be done on a different sort of format. And actually this was before even I started playing the game. They made it obsolete just as I started to come in, so it's about 1.5 years ago now. I think I'm coming up to 500 days login. And you used to be able to obtain these scrolls quite easily. So at the moment, the best way to obtain these, and the only way that I can find to obtain these, is in your bounties. So when you go into your bounties, I will just show you what it is that you are looking for. So personal bounty, don't think I have enough to raise one at the moment, not a proper one anyway. So these little ones here with the question marks on, these are what you're looking for. There we go. So they're your sealed airship design fragments. So essentially, when you're doing your bounties, that's what you want to be going for if you want to open up those extra abilities on your airship. And I'm sure everybody, when you reach a certain stage and you've got everything maxed out to a certain point, that is exactly what you should be pushing for. Although, with this new format, I have no idea if any of those things are actually of a benefit. So it'll be really interesting to know what guys of you had those opened up before, or have just opened them up recently, if that's doing anything to your marches. So please let me know down in the comment section. Especially so then I know that I can start raising other stuff for bounties, because at the moment that's the only way I can see to get those. So every single bounty I do, I push for these. I try and go for the 10s or the 20s, so I'll hold off for as long as I can until I've got enough for these guys. Right, and one last one for all of you. I am going to need to attack something. I'm just going to look. Or do I have an old report? Let's see if I have an old report. I can attack something, but I just don't know if my guards will proc. Scout, 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 scout. Here we go. Let's have a look at this one, because this is a good example. Obviously, I died a death. Right, battle details. If we look in here at these reports and you click on these, you can see how many times your guards have launched. This is not an obvious thing. It doesn't tell you to look here at all, but it is very handy information to know, especially when you are trying to find the best guards. Because this is a way of testing. You can just come and have a look at this. You can see how many times these guys have procced. I've been messing around with speed at the moment. We have found that the more speed that it has on it, the more times it uses those. So that is definitely something worth noting. I'm still doing a bit of testing. I'm using 2 of my farms at the moment where I had pretty much left the guards untouched because I'd been doing other stuff on some other farms. Because I try and use them all for testing. So I am messing around with them at the moment. I've put my speed up to about 60%, which is huge, because obviously it takes it away from the recommended ability, but they are proccing more. So I think this is something really worth taking note of. But also, now you know where you can look to find out how you can record this information. So it's a bit of a short one for you guys today. I'm sure that there are things that you're all thinking, oh, well, she didn't mention this and she didn't mention that. But I don't want to take up all of your time, and I will probably stretch this out into a couple of videos. I won't follow them consecutively, so it still keeps it a little bit more interesting and fresh for you guys, because that's really important to me. Hopefully there are some things here that you didn't know that you do now. I think I've mentioned everything that I wanted to. The things that I thought were really, really important because they're beneficial to growth, especially to new castles, or not even new castles, but just people starting out in new kingdoms. Because that's really important too, because some people step away from the game for months and months at a time and they come back and everything has changed. And it's really easy to forget some of those simple things like where to find, where to find how many hospitals you need and all of that sort of stuff. Whereas the information is here, it's just digging to find it. Well, hopefully me doing the digging and kind of showing you guys will help you all out. And on that note, I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope that you all have a really, really lovely, lovely day. Take care of yourself, stay safe, stay warm. Don't forget to subscribe.